Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Tina Fey, and here are tonight's top stories. The Pentagon announced yesterday that U.S. and British planes had struck Iraqi air defense sites south of Baghdad. Defense officials say the president wanted to send a clear message to the Iraqi government that he knows exactly where Iraq is.
And the supposed image of the Virgin Mary in the window of a New Jersey house disappeared Tuesday when the homeowner cleaned the glass, leading many to conclude what they have already feared: there are no virgins in New Jersey.
After experiencing chest pains Monday, Vice President Dick Cheney was rushed to George Washington University Medical Center. When asked how Cheney's angina would affect the administration, President Bush confidently told reporters, "Boys don't have anginas."
Zyban, the prescription medicated designed to help some people quit smoking, is being sued in 3 countries by people claiming that family members who took the drug died suddenly. A spokesperson for the pharmaceutical company said, "Yes, but are they still smoking?"
Pearson Television has canceled Baywatch. Now viewers who love big fake boobs will just have to watch VIP. Jerry Springer, Jenny Jones, Search Party, Extra, MTV Spring Break, MTV's Making the Video, Wild on E, Howard Stern, Silk Stockings, G-String Divas, The Man Show, Unhappily Ever After, Blind Date, Bowflex infomercials, Cleopatra 2525, the XFL, the NFL, Sabado Gigante, Temptation Island, Charmed, Wrestling, Cinemax, Showtime, or commercials.
Michael Jackson arrived in London this week on crutches after breaking his foot in a, quote, common household accident in his Neverland ranch. It could have happened to anyone, Jackson told a reporter. "See, my llama and I were chasing Liz Taylor around the Elephant Man's bones, and I tripped on my cape."
An entire school showed up at a George W. Bush rally in Dearborn, Michigan this week to complain to the governor that their building is unsafe and they lack books and teachers. A sympathetic Bush promised that if elected, he'll take care of the students the best way he knows how, by executing them.
A bill to allow pet ferrets in New York City was passed by the city council Wednesday and now must be approved by Mayor Rudy Giuliani, or as he is known in the ferret world, our fearless leader.
Research is being conducted on the world's first contraceptive patch for women. The patch is approximately 3 inches in diameter and reads, "Get off me." According to a report released Tuesday, female inmates in the United States have been victims of sexual misconduct by corrections employees in every state except Minnesota. So ladies, if you want to rob a bank but you don't want your cooter poked, head to beautiful Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes.
A newly elected Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon said this week that he couldn't concentrate during a recent meeting with Bush advisor Condoleezza Rice because of, quote, her nice legs, a revelation that has given the Palestinians a great idea.
Hillary Clinton's victory in the New York Senate race this week was greeted with disdain by Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott, who warned that when she gets to the Senate, she'll just be one of 100, to which Hillary responded, "I'm used to being one of 100. I'm married to Bill."
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has apologized to audio technicians after Mike Myers made fun of Best Sound and Sound Editing categories at last month's Oscars. Myers explained his actions, stating, baby.
In an interview this month, Matthew McConaughey said that he wants to die the same way his father did, right after having sex. McConaughey's mother has said absolutely not. On a humorous note, in front of 5,000 witnesses this week, a circus performer who was trying to shoot an apple off his wife's head with a crossbow hit her under the eye and pierced her skull. Jimmy?
Duke University researchers have wired the brains of monkeys to control robotic arms in hopes that one day paralyzed humans will be able to control artificial limbs. But so far, all they've done is allowed paralyzed monkeys to have better aim when they throw their own poop.
During an interview this week, Macaulay Culkin said that he is still good friends with Michael Jackson, saying, "I think we understand each other in a way that most people can't understand either of us." He then added, "Basically, we both still wish I was 9.
Stephen King has teamed up with John Mellencamp to write a rock opera that will feature a haunted house and rapping ghosts. According to insiders, it's going to suck.
New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is once again expressing outrage at an art exhibit, this time at a painting in which Jesus is depicted as a naked woman. Said the mayor, "This trash is not the sort of thing I want to look at when I go to a museum with my mistress."
Researchers have found that bottlenose dolphins can recognize their own reflections in mirrors placed in their tanks. The mirror study is part of the larger effort to identify and weed out vampire dolphins. Scientists believe that the dolphin's ability to use a mirror gives them a distinct advantage over Christina Aguilera.
Secondly, why did they send a fax? And from whence? Do they have a fax machine in the whorehouse? Or did they all trundle down to Kinko's? You fax this, I'll let you shave me. And thirdly, how come French whores know how to work a fax machine, but every time I try to use it, I hit power save or I forget to dial 9? This just proves what my boyfriend always says, that I am dumber than a French whore.
Earlier this week, doctors in Taiwan were called in to remove a Nokia cell phone from a woman's rectum. But don't you hate those a-holes who are always on the cell phone? Wait, every time the phone rings, she blames it on the dog. Quick review of the new Nokia cell phone. It stinks.
Following the premature release of a controversial Esquire interview, an angry Bill Clinton told reporters, "I was promised faithfully that the interview would be released after the election, and I believed it." Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it, Bill? How some people can look you right in the eye and lie to you like that? Bill? I talk a good game, but I'd still make out with him.
Jeb Bush, the governor of Florida and brother of George Bush, took himself out of the Florida recount process, noting, "Look, I already threw out 19,000 ballots, hassled black voters, and confused the old Jews. My work here is done."
Later this month, George W. Bush will make his first European trip as president, visiting Prime Minister Tony Blair in London. Hoping to make a good impression, Bush has spent the last week trying to learn a few English words.
New Scientist magazine reported on Wednesday that in the future, cars could be powered by hazelnuts. That's encouraging, considering an 8-ounce jar of hazelnuts costs about $9. Yeah, I got an idea for a car that runs on bald eagle heads and Fabergé eggs.
Earlier tonight, Michael Douglas married Catherine Zeta-Jones at the Plaza Hotel here in New York. The entertainment at the reception was singer Tom Jones. The couple felt he was the perfect choice because, like the bride, he is Welsh, and like the groom, he is old and creepy. 3 executions in the state of Texas have been rescheduled for next week. Governor Bush said he felt it was best to postpone the executions until after the election is decided so he can really enjoy them.
An Australian man, Rod Milner, announced that next March he plans to skydive from 25 miles above the Earth, reaching speeds over 1,000 miles an hour and breaking the sound barrier. And in future news, Rod Milner is dead.
Kim Jong-nam, the son of North Korea's dictator Kim Jong-il, was detained in Japan after he posed as a Dominican Republic citizen in order to sneak into the country. His brilliant plan to pass himself off as Dominican fell apart when customs officials looked at him.
Researchers are testing a new form of medical marijuana that treats pain but doesn't get the user high, prompting patients who need medical marijuana to declare, "Thank you."
At a high school in South Dakota this week, an undercover police officer roamed the halls with an unloaded gun to test the response. The school passed with flying colors when concerned students spotted the officer and shot him.
Officials say that a number of London's historic buildings are being severely eroded by people urinating on them. Meanwhile, experts have determined that Manhattan was once the size of South America.
The California district attorney who brought child molestation charges against Michael Jackson in 1993 says the case can be reopened at any time. Prosecutors are still confident that they can convict Jackson since the child described his assailant as, quote, "a noseless white woman."
China's state media reported this week that a 37-year-old Chinese man had his damaged esophagus replaced with part of his own colon. Earlier today, the man was quoted as saying, "Does this taste funny to you?" Weekend Update, I'm Jimmy Fallon.
I'm Tina Fey. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.